Hi everyone, welcome back to Yellow Cottage Soapery. Today I am making a coffee soap, and the fragrance, you can see it's really dark. It is a mixture of a couple of different coffee fragrance. There's hazelnut coffee, I think it's called World's Best Coffee or something like that. So it mostly smells hazelnut coffee, which is really nice. I have these melt and pour little coffee beans to throw on the top, and I also have some Starbucks coffee to add to the base for exfoliation. And I'm going to do mostly just, I might add a little bit of brown to the bottom just to kind of stabilize the color. And then I'm going to do a little white on the top, maybe a swirl, and then the coffee beans. It will be fairly simple, but I thought I would record it for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, I almost forgot to tell you, this is Starbucks coffee, and what I did was I replaced coffee that had cooled, that had been made and cooled, and I let it cool. I put it in for my distilled water instead of any water. So this is full Starbucks coffee that's been brewed and will now go into the soap. So, all right, now really let's get started. Let this kind of sit up for a little bit because I wanted to just kind of place the white on the top, and I do think that the base here is going to turn quite a bit darker. I did add a little excuse me, a little bit of dark chocolate mica, oops, from Be Scented. I think I'm losing my voice, and just to kind of stabilize the base a little bit. And I love that this is kind of like a creamy French colored, you know, like vanilla ice cream, French vanilla instead of a white. So I'm just gonna lay it on here. If it goes down in the soap a little bit, it is no big deal. I'm going to put most of this on here, and since I forgot to save any of the brown like I was going to, I think I'm going to use a little bit of mica with some oil to put a little bit of swirl on the top, and then I will place the melt and pour coffee beans. everyone, we're going to go ahead and cut this coffee soap. I thought I would show you how I cut my my soap made in the slab mold, cut it with my loaf cutter. So this is what it looks like, and it is from Bud's Wood Shop. You can find him on Etsy. And I use this every time I use my other wooden mold because I have to cut it into loaves. Let me turn it a little so you can see better. Okay, there is a little block at the bottom, which is what you can put against your table. Otherwise the mold isn't flat. So you put it on the edge of your table, and then, well, first you have, let me show you this real quick. You have these little blocks. I think he does it, makes them a different way now, but he has these little blocks that you can fit in, which will raise or lower your wire depending on what size loaves you want to cut. So the first thing I do is just decide which side I want to go with, because the other side will just be a little skinny sample. So I'm just going to go ahead. You're really not supposed to cut melt and pour with a wire cutter. However, I do it and it's been fine. I've never had, you know, broken a wire. You just have to kind of go slowly. Oh, the inside of this is darker. I love it. So you can see the outside is a lot lighter and the inside is darker. I do expect this to darken as well as obviously the other side to like a darker brown. So then I just take it on the side I just cut, or you can do it the other way if you want edge pieces. Let's see what I want to do. I lost my train of thought here. Okay. So then I just go ahead and push this through. And this is for my samples. And then this is my middle loaf. And then I just put it aside and clean it later. And then I pull out my other bar cutter. This is also from Bud's Wood Shop on Etsy. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to move this one. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and cut it. I think you guys get the idea what it's going to look like. It's not going to have any swirls or anything like that. It's just going to be simple. So I'm going to cut it like this just because of the melt and pour embeds. I just like to cut it like this rather than having it stand up. So I'm wearing gloves because I have a little bit of a sore throat and I don't want to be touching everyone's soap. So I think it's going to darken until just like a beautiful chocolatey brown. And it just smells so good. If you're a coffee lover, this is so good. I don't always have coffee in the morning. I'm not one that has to have it to like get moving. However, my husband and I almost every day in the late afternoon or whenever he gets home, we make coffee and we drink a cup of coffee and we play cards for a little bit before I think about dinner. Not every day we don't get to do that. Just depends on if he's home or if I'm home. But we always try to do that. So you see the little coffee grounds in there that are going to be nice for exfoliation. And I do like the top, how the top turned out. I had forgotten to save some of the brown from the inside to put on the top. So I saved a little bit of the white. I don't know if you could tell what I was doing. I don't think I was off camera. So I saved a little bit of the white and added a little bit of the dark chocolate mica to it and swirled it up and then just put a little bit on the top just because I didn't want it to be plain. I think you guys get the idea what it's going to look like, but I'll cut a few more. If you guys have any suggestions for fragrances that you are looking for or like, if you're a customer of mine or want to become a customer. I always do take suggestions, and right now I'm thinking I'm still making some summer soaps for the shops here, but I am starting to think about fall soaps as well. So if you have any suggestions for fragrances that you like, I usually only make a couple. I don't go crazy on seasonal soaps. I do them a little more at Christmas, but I just don't go crazy with seasonal soaps. I find that people, I don't know, I find that people, when they're looking for one, they don't necessarily go towards that one. They go towards my other popular ones. I mean, I sell it, but I don't know. It's just the way I do it, I guess. Okay, that's probably enough. You guys are probably bored because I'm not showing you anything new. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.